everyone, and welcome to Amazing Anime. I'm Az, your host for the evening. How are you doing, everyone?
Hi.
Today, the panel, who I'll introduce momentarily, and I will be discussing the 1995 absolute classic from Shijo Masamune.
We'll go with that.
Close enough, yeah.
Close enough. For me, anyway. I am terrible on pronunciations. Ghost in the Shell, which was one of the first animes that I watched. When I say first animes, I used to watch quite a few when I was a kid, which I've probably even forgotten some of them by now. But more when I was like starting to be interested in this art form. Shall we say, you know, kind of like you went through your Akira's and then you went into your Ghost in the Shells and stuff like that. So first up we have Nina Infinity. Nina, how you doing?
Hi, I'm good. How are you? I'm so happy to be here and talk about one of my favorite movies of all time, Ghost in the Shell. It's gonna be amazing.
You actually have the Major Kazunagi on the wall behind you with that ass.
She's great. Isn't she so great? Wait,
that's standalone complex though.
Standalone complex. Yeah. Standalone complex really likes the Major's bust. Yeah.
You need to see the crack there.
Which is fine because I really like Major's ass as well.
I do too. She's great. She's great.
She's great. And we're also joined by Literature Devil. How you doing, sir?
Monday. Welcome,
Happy
everyone.
days. Oh, I thought we were doing a thing.
I haven't seen that in a long time.
No. I don't think I will ever see it again either.
Yeah, those happy days are long gone, you know.
My happy days. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing fantastic. Got to watch a good movie. Got to do all kinds of fun things. And basically overall, pretty good overall. And
it was Literature Devil's birthday yesterday, folks.
Yeah.
So some happy birthdays in the chat would be
thank you very much.
Very nice. Very nice. And Mandy may join us later. She's we don't know where she is. She's lost in translation.
She's she got lost in Major's. Never mind.
She got a ghost hacked.
She got ghost hacked. That's good. That's good. I like it.
There you go.
My keyboard stopped working. Why?
Yeah, so this is let's get into just a couple of like not specifics, generalized comments about the anime. Just I'll start with you, Nina, and then jump to Literature Devil. How did you just feel about Ghost in the Shell from 1995?
Well, Ghost in the Shell had a huge effect on me growing up because originally I'm like a very classic anime fan. I watched basically like Hayao Miyazaki stuff, like Studio Ghibli stuff from the 80s, like world classic theater. I was very used to that style of animation. I was very just ingrained in that style of animation growing up. I didn't really know anything about any types of like other than Disney and that style of animation. I didn't really know anything else. So when I moved to Canada and as I was growing up, I was introduced to Ghost in the Shell, and it really had a profound effect on me because I realized that animation can be so much more than just like bubbly eyes or like, these really bright colors and like just the way that the animation, the adultness of it, and the fact that it looked and it really played out like an actual live action movie, and it just changed everything for me. So it's a magnificent movie. And also like not just like the style of animation, everything, also the themes and all the things that it talked about. Just opened up the new world for me of science fiction, of where a story can go, and philosophy and how it can be talked about within animation. It's a wonderful story, wonderful in every way.
Lichter, what about you?
Well, Ghost in the Shell was one of the first like pieces, first instances of anime I was kind of introduced to. Now, of course, I grew up with a few things. Mainly the two Nami block, but those are like the shonen stuff, kind of the stuff that's available or accessible to like the general audiences. Ghost in the Shell is probably not that as accessible to the general audiences, like the movie. So when I first saw that one, I was like, "Wow, this is really weird." That's when I was first hit by it. So I was like, I came from like a Outlaw Star and Tenchi Muyo and that sort of thing.
Outlaw Star.
And then the Miyazaki movies is, of course, the Miyazaki movies. They played on like Sundays on Cartoon Network, or whatever. And then being hit with Ghost in the Shell, it was completely a different ball game. I was like, this is weird, but I like it. It's kind of strange. It has it's a very more highly more mature taste to it. And I wasn't a weeb at all, not really at all. I had like
there's
weeb
no
just
weeb
thrust
here.
upon me.
No.
Maybe there's
right.
one.
I agree. I think like the anime that I'd watched prior to discovering this sort of business was typically Western anime. And so when I came across something like Akira, Ghost in the Shell, Cowboy Bebop, of course, the whole style of it, the style was completely different, and I was taken by like how maturely it was dealt with, this art form. Because I'd only, I was kind of thinking, cartoons are more for kids or whatnot.
Exactly.
We were just having these brilliantly drawn, brilliantly acted animes with themes which were very mature and you could really sort of delve into, and there wasn't necessarily a right answer in some cases. It was open for interpretations and whatnot.
Yeah, you find out it was mature real quick when the major starts stripping naked to turn invisible. That hits you pretty hard real quick.
I mean, that scene,
but it's not done in a sexual manner, though.
No, not at all.
And even though Major is naked a few times in Ghost in the Shell, it's not ever done in a
it's more artistic,
in a sexualized way. Yeah, it is an art. Yeah, I would absolutely say it was more of an artistic way, because and I just find it a way that she uses her body, because she's essentially all synth apart from a bit of brain and whatnot, and so everything else of her is artificial. And you kind of get, because if Major's got a very cold stare throughout so much of this movie,
almost
this
dead.
very detached cold stare that she almost looks as a body as just a utility.
Well, the interesting part about the sexualization also, they actually point at that in the movie itself, where the scene where they're on the boat with Bato,
Yes.
and she's taking off her swimsuit, and he goes like this, he just like glances away because he doesn't want to see her in that sexual way. He doesn't want to be peeking at her. He doesn't want to like objectify her the way like a normal man would. Like you would think like, oh, you would steal a glance, because to him, she's like a sister. She's like a, someone who is like an actual person.
Yeah, there's a bond, but it's not a sexual bond between Batu and the Major. It's
exactly,
but it's like something that transcends that. There's very strong. You can always sense it, and even at the end when she's like, torn to pieces or whatever on top of the tank, he takes his jacket off and places it over her,
puts it on her
body. Yeah. But he doesn't with the other one that's next to her.
Yes,
he leaves that one. So that shows how Batu kind of views the Major as opposed to another synth, shall we say? Because remember, those two synths are essentially identical.
It's a good little complex character moment for Bato, because Bato is kind of the guy, and this is the same iteration kind of throughout everything he's in, except for the manga. I haven't read the manga, but he's comes off as the kind of more of a kind
big
of
brother.
His personality is a lot more crass. He's a lot more bolsterous, a lot more like this kind of a hammer to the Major's scalpel sort of thing. But then you have moments where he is available to be more compassionate, and he very much is. He very much is. It's kind of interesting character moment because you would think he would be the guy who like just ogle her and everything.
Yeah,
like
just
that. But
peek, like, at least take a peek or something like that. But
yeah,
he
he has
doesn't
that
do
personality everywhere else he goes. But he drinks beer. He jokes around. He's kind of a man's man of Ghost in the Shell. But then when it comes to the Major,
that.
it's implied that he might like her. He might have romantic feelings for her, but it's never explored entirely. It's kind of always hinted at. But at the very least, he respects her enough where he wants to be a gentleman around her. That's kind of where it comes from.
Yeah.
So really, really
there
interesting
is a
character
huge
moment
amount
from
of respect there.
a little more complex for that character. That's how you make complex characters. You give them a little gray area, a little contradiction, and I thought he would do this, but he didn't. I wonder why. Then you ask yourself, why is that? And then you find out that maybe it's a little bit extra, a little bit something more.
Mm-hmm.
And there's that interesting little. I know we're sort of jumping from bits to bits, but we're kind of working off the assumption, folks, that you guys have seen the anime, so you know where we're kind of going. You know where we are. But it's interesting where they kind of have that that discussion about where Major brings up how much of you is sent to Batu, and she says you're essentially all synth yourself.
Mm-hmm. We're not that different.
Yeah, not that kind of different. I mean, he's got augmented eyes, he's got augmented limbs. We know his brain is obviously human brain, and they discuss the fact that they are tied to Section 9 essentially for life. Because if they were to leave Section 9, their property, they would have to give back the augmentations, which they have chosen to accept.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in the Major's case, we know that's everything, and in Batu's case, that's
pretty much everything.
Yeah. So he himself is just like, no, we're tied. We're tied to this, and I think maybe there's a little bit of that in Batu that this isn't a short-term thing. This is a for life relationship that they're going to have.
There's an absolute. I think there's absolutely a bit of that in there, because if his loyalties was truly with Section 9 or what his job is or whatever, he wouldn't have let her hack the other being, because that wasn't the mission. She was going outside of the mission to do that. And she was like, this is going to be my only chance to do that. And he had previously stated, I think Togasa is his name, the human.
Togasa.
Yeah. He was saying, like,
I think he only has like a communication chip. Yeah. So like a communication. Yeah.
Like very basic, like the most basic in that world. He's still basically full on flesh and blood. But he was like telling him, like, this is different for us than it is for you, because we're owned by this corporation, and this is like a big deal. So if you were in our position, you would probably want to know more. So he's even though he's very dedicated to Section 9, he understands there's something greater going on than what is at stake and what is being put at stake in front of them.
They go into that a lot more in Standalone Complex.
They do.
But that's not what we're discussing here. No. But in Standalone Complex, they utilize Togusa a lot better, in as much as they use him as the human.
Yeah.
The human versus the augmented. But that's a different.
I love that.
A different
scene
story
in the
for
car.
a different time.
I love that scene in the car where she's saying, like, he was like, well, why did you hire me? And she's explaining why.
Slow death.
Different perspective. Yeah, different perspectives as well.
One thing about, since we're on the subject of Togusa, I kind of want to point out one thing that was kind of interesting, and now it kind of points out to how different he is compared to everyone else. Where the other people in Section 9, you got Bulma, you got Saito, you have all the sniper and everything. Everyone is augmented for maximum proficiency. Like this,
yes,
powerhouses. They're all powerhouses, do their job correctly. Now Togusa is not that. He's kind of the opposite. But it's just that he
won't even use a automatic gun.
Exactly, like an automatic gun. That's exactly what I'm getting at. So Togusa, this is a running thing that happens in Ghost 1, 2, and Standalone Complex. He has a saber, and it's a revolver. And the reason why he doesn't want to use an automatic, because there's a slight chance it might jam at the wrong time. A revolver will not. This actually comes into play in Standalone Complex, which he gets in trouble for. But this happens even in the main movie, where he's the human. He is the flesh and blood guy. I mean, they bring him in because he has a different perspective. He's also a former cop. He has these little skills and everything. But we see later on in the movie that if you are augmented the way the Major and Bato are, you're strong, you have a lot of capabilities, but you also have some extra vulnerabilities. You can be hacked, your eyes can be hacked, your body can be hacked into and controlled. So there's all these vulnerabilities that come with being synthetic that Togusa is not completely vulnerable to. And also, I think the Maltaver thing is an interesting aspect of his character because it's a human choice, and human choice, of course, is a big theme in Ghost in the Shell. Like, is this what I want, or is this what they want me to want? That sort of thing. And the guy who has a fake family in his head, but everyone else is optimized to maximum proficiency. Togusa, on the other hand, is not by his very existence. He's just a human. But it's his differences, his human differences, his more human differences is what they want to bring into as a asset to the crew. And his reliance on the Maltaver over the more efficient automatic weapon is another call to that. He's not even in his weapon choice. He's not completely gearing up to the maximum proficiency. He is sacrificing efficiency for reliability.
Yes, reliability. Yeah. But it is, there is that great bit where Major is talking about, if you just copy something over and over again, then you can copy mistakes and then you'll just lead to failure ultimately.
Right.
And with Togusa, he's brought in, and I use this, and they use this word in the correct sense and the sense that it should be used for diversity.
Yeah,
they
real
need
diversity.
to have the diversity in the team.
Yeah.
If everything is an echo chamber, if everything is the same, then the same problem will be multiplied amongst everything.
They breed in weakness.
Yeah, exactly. It becomes a weakness for the team. So he, one of the very important reasons why he's in the team is because of the diversity that he brings with only having an interface chip, with being virtually completely human, with his because his strength is like we don't see too much of him in the film. Like I said, he's fleshed out in standalone complex.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But what we do see about him is his thought process in this, and when
and his detective work, like
because he's working out when he goes down to the car lot and he gets into his car, then he's like, computer, who came, who brought their cars, and then he works out who brought the cars, and then he's just like, he's looking at the doorway, the automatic door. Why didn't the automatic door close immediately after? Because these are all such efficient.
Exactly.
We've just been talking about efficient processes. An automatic door, as soon as a person's in, the automatic door will shut. But the automatic door stayed open for 3 extra seconds. Why did it stay open for 3 extra seconds? Then he works out the weight load, the pressure on the elevator, so it could work out the weight load. The two people that are in the elevator, they can't have equated to the weight that was in the elevator. And then, of course, when he says this to the Major, she's just like, "Oh, I see where you're going with this one." And then he follows it all the way through. And of course, it's because somebody's using a one of those camouflage.
See DC Comics, that's how you write a detective. Okay.
And it's interesting that he's the one that figures it out, because with all the different calculations and all the different things that Major has and all these different people have, they didn't go there. His human mind went there because he is a true detective and he questions everything, and that's why Major wanted him for this reason, because he sees outside the box. He sees the things that she can't see. So I really love that character for so many reasons, and that's one of them.
In terms of diversity, as you mentioned before, the diversity they want in Ghost in the Shell is like the diversity you have in that original Star Wars trilogy, where everyone has a part to play. Luke Skywalker's the hero, the princess, they have the pilot and everything, the mentor. The diversity that is being proclaimed by Hollywood, which is the other side, which is we have everyone do this. We have one person do everything, and the category, the corporate approved person hero does everything. Whatever minority or oppressed person.
Well, diversity is superficial now.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not a skill set. A diversity in current days is a skin color.
It's a skin set.
Or an orientation. Whereas, diversity, and this is true diversity, it's diversity of skill.
Yeah, real diversity is skill or thought or perspective, things like that. which
And-
they
yeah,
equate the skin color. So
Toby's
skin
the
color would
perfect
do that.
example of diversity of thought because he thinks outside the box. He thinks like a
Exactly.
detective,
Mhm.
and he can bring that perspective to the team, which he does, which advances the plot, which causes brings it up to the towards the conclusion.
They equate skin color to diversity, but really they're just bringing all their Californian friends. They all think the same. They all have the same experiences, same perspectives. There's different skin color. It's not actually how that works. Okay, the reason why they equate it to that is because different cultures around the world, they all have different perspectives. But if you gather a bunch of people that grew up in the same area, pretty much the same experiences, similar experiences, doesn't mean just because they have a different skin color does not mean they have a totally different perspective. Like there's all this hiring their Californian friends. Okay, what they want to do with Togusa is have someone who has completely different background, completely not synthetic at all, or just barely synthetic. There's an actual different perspective.
Which is how it should be.
Absolutely.
And how it is. Because it was used in an age where it was used correctly.
Exactly. Everyone has a part to play. That's how it should be done. That's how it's actually done in good writing. You don't really want to add a character that's there just to add the character because you like it. If the character's there, they have to have a point to be.
There's
there.
a purpose for every character.
Yeah,
not just
like
hey.
the Matrix 2. It's like purpose.
Mhm.
It's my
Yeah.
purpose. I know because I must know. It is my purpose. Well, thanks for that answer.
Cheers.
But yeah, every character exists in the show or a movie, and that they're running along with the main character. They need to have a purpose to be there. If they don't have a purpose, kill your darlings, as they say.
So we have which is quite a convoluted plot.
Yeah, it kind of is. Yeah,
I must.
A little bit.
Oh, speaking of convoluted and plot. Hello.
Like what?
Hey.
Hey,
Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm late today.
You are late.
I'm late today.
You are late today.
A
Yeah.
little bit.
Just a
Hi,
little
Mandy.
bit.
How are you?
And you still haven't managed to put your microphone close to your mouth. as
Look,
well.
and look how close I am to the camera. Look, I'm not little.
You are definitely bigger.
I'm bigger.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
bigger. I got my microphone right in front of me. So, see, I'm handling shit. I got shit handled.
She's
Hi,
taking
guys.
lessons from what was that bitch's name again? Amaranth? She's
Her.
I don't see any ears on this microphone.
That's true.
Mm.
just buy like a $10 million mansion and then complain about capitalism.
That's what I have to
Spot
do.
on.
Yeah.
That's what and then yell at people when they don't give me money. Like
Like,
$5.
You don't
Get
like
a fucking
capitalism?
job.
Just buy a
God.
$10 million mansion? What do you want me to do? Starve?
I can only have 3 ribeyes a day. This is terrible.
You can only eat lobster 10 times a day instead of 20 times a day. What do you want me to do? Starve? Come on.
I've never had lobster. I'm a pleb.
I've never had lobster.
You've never had lobster?
I've never had
Never, no.
lobster.
Have you ever had lobster bisque?
No,
Really?
I don't
You're
blame
missing
you.
out.
I've never had
it.
anything that's involved a lobster. I've always wanted to have a lobster.
Okay, as come to Cancun, we'll go have the best lobster here. It's great.
Best lobster.
Yes.
I'm
The
just gonna
seafood here
come
is
there
fantastic.
and we'll go to the grocery store and we'll buy some out of the tanks, and then I won't let you eat them, and they'll live in the bathtub for a couple of days.
I will take them. I will put them in a huge pot of boiling water, and I will make you listen to them scream.
No, I'll cry. I'll be so
Yeah,
miserable.
Mandy's got a thing for critters.
I heard they do scream. Do they actually scream?
Yeah,
They
they kind of let out
Yeah.
a squeal. Yeah,
They're
Oh,
like,
interesting.
Yeah, they
like
make
some
sad
people.
noises.
Some people will stick a knife in the brain before they do that.
yeah,
But,
because it's
like your
boiling
Gordon
them
Ramsays,
alive.
they're like, no, let's just you stick it in and you get over it.
Have you
That
guys
was on
ever
that show,
seen that
Metalocalypse.
Simpsons episode when Homer wants, like, he catches that lobster and then he doesn't want to cook it and he names
Oh,
it
yes.
Pinchy?
Pinchy.
Yeah.
I remember that one. It was
the whole
good.
lobster thing was in Metalocalypse. It's like, oh, you telling me that if I just put these things into boiling water and they start screaming, that's metal.
Oh, Pinchy, you're so tasty.
Yeah. So like Marge is like, put it in the
Pour
pot.
the butter on. Ow.
And then he's like
Fantastic.
going like this at Marge, like trying to like, bite her, and then he sees her as like a cartoon character. It's pretty funny.
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt this episode of Awesome Anime to talk about lobsters. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. We're just going to talk about lobsters for the next few minutes. Thank you very much indeed.
now Amazing Lobsters show.
Amazing Lobsters.
No, what is that?
Is it a
It's our
show
show now.
about amazing lobsters?
It's our
they're
show now.
fishing them. They're fishing lobsters.
Like
Like with
anime
nets?
comes second. Now it's lobster.
I like talking about lobster.
We must
You've never
align
had,
our
but wait,
society.
you just said you'd never had lobster.
I've never had it. No, we bought some once, and I cried, and it lived in the bathtub for about 3 days, and and my parents probably ate it while I was at school.
Hail lobster.
Wow.
So I never got to have any lobster. Because
So Mandy, how'd you
fell in
like
love.
Ghost in the Shell?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was
Ghost in
just
the
about to
Lobster.
say.
Lobster
No,
in the
it was
shell.
really, really good. The animation was on point. I liked the music to it. I really liked, like, there was a lot of parts that really left like a lot of speculation as to what the fuck is actually going on. But as stuff kept getting like as stuff was happening, it was kind of obvious, like, you know, her whole thing is just how real am I? It's like it really delves into like the psychological issue of how what makes a human human, like what aspects. And I don't know, it was really, really good though. It was not at all what I thought it was going to be, because I thought it was going to be a lot like I thought there was going to be like robots, like big, not like the spider thing at the end, but I mean like I don't know.
Like
I was thinking,
like mechs.
yes.
Yeah.
But I thought it was really good. I liked it. Did
So
y'all
wait,
like it?
this was the first time
Yes.
that you watched it, Mandy?
Yeah. I'd never
Okay.
seen
Oh,
it
wow.
before.
I've seen it like over 20 times. So
That
I
does
can
not
tell you
surprise me.
so you can tell you I can tell you that like every time you watch it there's another layer to it. So like every time I feel like this last time that I just viewed it, like last night for this stream, I got another layer to it. And it's just it's one of those animes that the like watch it again next year. You know what I mean? You'll figure something else out about it that you didn't notice before. It's so good in that sense. But you're absolutely right though. It's exactly what that is about. Is what does it mean to be a human? And when I was younger and I watched this anime when I was like, I don't know, 13, 14, I don't remember how old I was.
Mhm.
I was going through that those questions. I was thinking like what does it mean to be human? Why am I on this earth? You ask yourself this when you're coming of age. And there's at certain points in your life you really like try to think, what is the purpose? What is the point of life? You ask those questions. And this story really delves into that philosophy and the idea of what that means. And I just love that about it.
Yeah, no, I thought it was really, really good. Like I said, there were a few parts like that stuck out to me, like the diving scene. Did y'all notice how it looked just like it did in the very beginning when she was like being, I guess, like
Yeah.
born or
I
whatever?
think
There's a lot of that like symbolic stuff going on, and I don't know. And I'm sure once I watch, like you said, if I watch it again, I'll probably pick up on more and more and more every time I watch, because it's really deep. This isn't like Space Dandy. This is some deep shit.
No.
So.
Yeah.
I think the bit when she goes deep, like diving, whatever you want to call it, I do think that very much has to.
She goes down.
When she goes down, ladies. I do think that very much has to do with the whole rebirth thing, because that's essentially how she was born in, and I think it, she kind of almost not a regression so much, but it's kind of like she tries to capture her and when I say her birth,
rebirth,
I mean her literal sort of awakening.
Yes.
And so when she breaks the water, it's kind of like an awakening. Will I get something more this time? Will I, learn anything more, be something more?
But it's absolutely a juxtaposition to how humans are born as well, within like the womb, and how like that the imagery is exactly the same. It's just that we're babies and we're born in that way, and she's not. She's a fully grown human, or not human, but in a human body. And it just it's there's a lot of imagery like that, right? Like that. You're right, Mandy. But another thing that you brought up, Mandy, that I really want to talk about is the absolute like just awesomeness of the soundtrack and the music, because
So good.
engrosses, it just captivates you on such a deep level. It did to me the first time I watched it. I was like, I'd never heard anything like it before.
No, the music really, I mean, it fits for every time it starts playing, it fits perfectly, and it really sucks you into what you are watching. Like, the only soundtrack I can think that compares to it is Cowboy Bebop, because I love that soundtrack, the music to that too. But the music, much different, but I mean, it still had that same capability of pulling you in just with nothing more than the music they were playing. So
and still Yoko Kanno does the music arrangement for both of those things.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. Also when that scene when you see her be constructed, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
I've read that is the music that plays during that is a traditional Japanese marriage song. So that her
marriage.
Yeah.
Marriage.
Okay.
So basically her spirit, her brain is being married to this body, this mechanical synthetic body. And that kind of reads into one of the major themes of Ghost in the Shell, which is, at least the movie, which is freedom. Like with the choice, freedom, and you can see this play out throughout the entire show, or throughout the movie. Like the conversation between Bato and the Major after the diving scene was like, we're connected. We will do this job, because if we give it up, we lose everything. We kind of cease to exist, because they take back the bodies. And they have what seems to be an illusion of choice, where they talk about even the beer stuff. And we can kick back 10 beers while waiting, but we're not going to get drunk, because we can't. We're not allowed to get drunk. We can drink the beer, we just can't get drunk. And there's like so many things they can't do, and so many things that they can do but aren't really consequential in any way to their lives. It's kind of like when on like social media or whatever, or today on the internet, or today's world, where you have the illusion of freedom. You can go on Netflix, you can go on Disney Plus, but there's not really any consequential to your life. It's not really the big decisions like with the Major. So you can't choose to really leave Section 9. That which would be a major change in her life, a major choosing in her destiny. Now, she has her destiny pointed out for her, and as long as she stays within that destiny, she's fine. She has the illusion of freedom. But if she wants to step out of that, which is a major thing at the end of the movie, where she chooses to, combine with the puppet master and everything, and chooses a whole different way of life.
Yeah, that was so beautiful, and the angel imagery coming down. That scene was just
the unification. Going back to the one. Yeah,
it's
very
cool.
Because
that's the first time, and I think, as far as you can remember, she was able to make a real choice that affected her life in a real significant way.
Yes.
And so did Bato at the same time. He made that choice because he could have been like, no, fuck that. You're not doing this. She was impaled. Like, he had to plug her in. He's the one that had to help her with that choice. And he did. He chose as well.
It was the human aspect of Bato that did that.
Exactly.
There's the robot part of Bato that's, okay, I work for Section 9. I'm a anti-cyber terrorism unit. But it's the human aspect of Bato that respects or has romantic feelings for the Major, or at the very least is her friend. That he said, I'm not going to obey orders. I'm going to help out the Major because that's what she wants me to do. Because I'm her friend. I want what's best for her. That's kind of where he's coming from in that situation. And we get to see these elements of freedom all over the place. Like the garbage man, for example, where he turns out that the guy didn't have a family. They just hacked his brain and convinced him to choose to go against the law, to help a family or get his family back that doesn't even exist. Or the guy, or the assassin guy with that has that machine gun pistol that jams on him, like Togasis says.
Well, exactly. And they were talking, like the Major was talking earlier about how these things don't jam anymore, and then it jams during their fight scene. So
it's his fault for using like anti armor rounds. But at the end, they ask him questions like, do you remember who you are? Do you even remember anything about your life? Where did you come from? Who are your parents? How old are you?
Every time I see that scene, like, just chills down my spine. Like, every time.
Did you they're like partway through, after they've spoken to the garbage guy, we get almost a musical interlude where the Major's going through the city. We get to see a bit of the city. We just literally have a song, one of those beautiful songs just playing through. And then I don't know if you caught it, but she goes under a bridge at one point. And who's on the bridge? The guy's dog.
Yeah, the Basset Hound.
The Basset Hound
Basset
is on
Hound.
the bridge,
The Basset Hound's a weird motif.
waiting for the master, his master who's gone.
Because
Yeah,
the Basset Hound is also in Ghost in the Shell too. It's like it's a big thing. There's billboards. and everything of Basset Hounds.
he's still waiting there though.
But it's just, but that's, I thought that was just so, you know, like one of the themes of this is connection.
Oh yeah,
is it connection and interconnection? And it just showed how this small thing connected still to everything, and all we got was a picture of a guy on a bridge with a dog, and that meant something to the dog. So the dog, because it's now lost the master, would go to the bridge and would wait there at the bridge for the master, who is never going to come. Some people can say that's what Futurama stole that piece from with the dog.
That's actually a true story in Japan. They have a
Yes, it is.
Oh, it is. Yes.
It's a real story.
Yes.
They have a statue.
Yeah,
of
you're
the
absolutely
dog.
right. Yeah, they have like a statue of the dog, don't they?
Yeah.
Just wait for its master until it dies.
At the train station, isn't it? It's a train station.
I think so. Forget.
Yeah.
I remember reading about that. That was.
But yeah, it's just great how these little interconnections happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, did y'all notice, like, again, when they kept showing like the garbage in the water, right? And
Yeah.
you kept seeing, and it was most of it wasn't like garbage, but it was like electronical shit, you know. And then at a certain point, she's laying there, and there's what happens. So, and like, she's even going in her head, like, if this what's going to happen to me, you know what I mean? And it's just like, whoa, that is crazy when you see her laying there, just like you've been seeing all that trash throughout the whole thing. And yeah, I thought that was really like that hit me. It's like, damn, look at
like
her.
Exactly. She's really pondering her own existence and what she really means, and exactly like what Literature Devil was saying, like when she's not in Section 9, what is she? Is she garbage? Is she just going to end up in the ocean like that? Yeah. That is exactly. It's so true, Mandy. Like that's so true.
Yeah, when it showed her floating in the water, it really like hit me. It's like, damn, she's. Yeah, if there was any truth to any of this, yeah, that would be a concern for me. If I was in that situation, like when my job's done. Am I going to be a floater like all this shit? I mean, that would be a concern of mine. So yeah, that hit me in the face.
All the stuff, all the atmospheric stuff, where you get those. It's really interesting what they show you, because you know the whole thing we've seen is politicians and high-powered people and the cyborgs and things, and then we go and then they're chasing after the bad guy, and then we see all of these pictures of humanity, like not the synthetic sanitized stuff that we've seen up until now, but actual humanity, the garbage, the interaction of human people and the families and all these things, all the rotten parts of humanity, or the more the parts of humanity we kind of want to brush away, you know, the poverty, the
things you
dirtiness.
don't want to see.
Exactly. Because they're refugees. Because one of the points of things one of the points is that there's refugees going on in America. Is no longer America. There's like different states and everything. It's the American Empire and stuff. So one thing that they kind of want to downplay, or the one thing that we get to see in those atmospheric scenes, are things that we don't want to think about, because the major Section 9, the area they play in, though, that is our perspective of the future. We're going to get more high tech. We're going to get much more special. We're going to venture away from humanity. And we've gotten there in Ghost in the Shell, but we really haven't lost that. We've gotten closer to a more ascendant part of humanity, where we can become robots and things. But on one hand, we do, like, is that really preferable? The major explores that idea where it's not really all that great, and then you kind of miss the things that you had with humanity, which you get with Togusa, where you can voluntarily choose to go and say no to the automatic and get his Maltaver. Where Major and Bato and the rest of the crew, they're kind of programmed to just go with the most efficient stuff, because they are themselves efficient machines. Yeah. But the humanity never went away. All the things that we want to forget about, all the things that we want to brush aside and go towards, you know, a better future, so we can get away from the disgusting version of humanity, the stuff we don't like to see. That's still there. It doesn't go away. It's still there.
I mean, and she still looks for it, because she says that when she's underwater, that's when those, and you notice the emotions she gave that she felt underwater. There was only one of them that would be technically a good emotion to have, which would be hope, right?
Yeah.
Everything else was, I felt fear, I felt anxiety, I felt, and I mean, but she liked it because it was something. There was something.
It was hers.
It was hers. And
once you lose that humanity, you kind of miss all the stuff that you surrendered. Even the stuff that you once thought was ill-fitted towards you. The garbage, the garbage you see in those lakes and the poverty and everything. And then once you have ascended or gone away from humanity, you kind of miss those human elements and realize those things are essential to the human condition.
Yeah. And I also love, again, that scene is just, there's so much to that scene, because that the conversation that comes right after with Bato trying to understand her and how he can't understand her. Even though he's very similar to her, he still can't really understand how she truly feels about her existence and how she questions it and how, like, what she truly feels deep down inside. And he just thinks she's crazy. She's like, you could die. Like you go in there and something fails, you could never come back up again.
I think that's the juxtaposition of the pragmatic versus the, subconscious almost. He's just talking about the practical side of it. And that's not what she's thinking about at all. She's thinking about
it's interesting because she thinks
about
that through about the gun, right? Like about that fail safe, that could fail and therefore I'll be in danger. But when it comes to deep diving and going underwater where she could fail and something in her could fail and she could die, she doesn't care. She takes that risk because I think that's a really interesting juxtaposition, because she cares about that when it's time to do the job. But when it's on her personal time, she's taking that personal risk because that's her. Like that's her right as an individual to make that decision for herself.
Did y'all think that Bato was a little bit had more of a conscience than she did? Did y'all get that feeling that he had a little bit more,
he had more humanity? I think
more humanity. Yes. Because there were points where, she's taking off her clothes, right? She's getting out of the water and she's taking off her clothes. And he turns away. He also covers her at a certain point where she's so not close to being human. She doesn't think of the sexual ramifications of a female walking around naked like that. But he did. He saw that and he covered his, put the thing over. So I don't know. He seemed to have a little bit more, maybe it's because she was still hunting for hers. I don't know. Maybe he had found something that she hadn't.
Well, I think that Bato is a fully human. Like he's a human. He's just basic. He's been augmented. Like he was born as a human, and then and then he's been augmented. So he's like a cyborg now because there's so many augments and different limbs and blah blah blah.
Right.
Assuming we even assume that he basically has lost the limb and then was replaced through through the augmentation. Whereas then she's built from scratch. That's why you see that she's different. She's the same as the other one. Like they're the built from scratch.
Right, the same. They're the same copy.
The puppy master and her essentially they're in the same bodies.
Gotcha. Yeah, I must have missed where they talked about that part, but I did notice just even missing that little part where they must have explained that he's got a little bit more of something than she does. He's got his shit together a little bit more than her.
Well, that's one thing that's interesting about the Major, because this happens in a standalone complex too and everything, where the Major is so competent in her job. Like she's one of the best hackers in the world. She's a really good leader. She's really practical when it comes to strategy and everything. And sometimes people forget that she's also a woman. Yeah, it's kind of a running theme in a lot of anime where they have this strong, really practical, very, very, very competent female leader. And then people just kind of forget that she's a woman. And then that diving scene again is a really good example of the Major because the guy is obviously, oh, that's dumb. Why would you do that? You might die. And then the Major was willing to sacrifice practicality for the feelings.
Exactly.
To experience the human feeling we're brought to these things that's dumb. So yeah, that's one instant where you kind of remember that she is still a woman and she still wants to experience the passion and the feeling and the feelings of love and excitement and all that sort of stuff. Where the guy, of course, is like saying that's dumb. Why would you do that?
Yeah. And Mandy, just so you know, so Standalone Complex is a series based on this movie. So it kind of retells this story, but fleshes it out more. And it's just like a longer version of this story with like a lot more detail. So if you're interested in that, I do recommend it. That's where my poster comes from. This is
but it's not this
major
world.
It's the same, yeah.
It's a
little bit different.
like a different.
It's like
universe.
a different retelling, but it tells this story. Like it's
Gotcha,
not like it's not like a sequel technically because
and you get a laughing man. So what I thought I'd do is I pretend to be one of those deaf mutes. I thought that was one of the more epic arcs. And then you have the individual 11, which goes over individuality and everything. Pretty interesting. But it's I really like Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex. It's a really interesting show. And you get the Tachikoma, which I think you'd like.
Yeah.
Writing that
down. They could do my head in at times. It's just the voice they always got to me, the voice of them.
Yeah, they're all those cutesy little voices.
Yeah.
They even stay there in the Netflix edition.
Yeah. God, I can't get with the Netflix 3D weird shit. I don't know.
Well, how is the because I didn't watch the live action one. I went back to the 95 one. So what did y'all watch the live action one with ScarJo that came out? Because I saw they had one. I didn't watch it.
I watched it when it came out. Yeah.
Is it good? Is it like worth a watch, or is it like Cowboy Bebop?
It's not like Cowboy Bebop.
No, I'd say it's much better than Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah.
It's got its you know, I think a lot of people wanted a 1995 remake. That's not what they were going to get. You know, it's always going to be Hollywood-fied, and they twisted some of the story elements of it and played with the idea of the transplanting of different personalities into different bodies and what it, you know, who you truly are, etc. And obviously that came to play because ScarJo's Western and the Major isn't Western, and people are just like, why isn't she Asian? And then of course it was revealed at the end she was Asian, but she was in this.
What if she identifies as Asian? Did they ever
she was
ask
in a
that?
different. She was placed in this American body, and yeah. So then people started, you know, it's now cultural appropriation. It's Asian based.
I find that very bigoted that they just assumed her nationality. What if she identified as Japanese?
Well, the whole thing is you are dealing with a franchise that deals with identity.
Yes.
As well. So
it's like the classic, like the OG identity story.
How do you know if you're human or not?
Shout at people for playing with identity when that is a major theme of Ghost in the Shell. It's just like,
well, see, the thing is, Mandy, is that I actually didn't mind Ghost in the Shell, the live action, but it still goes to show that no matter how much you try and no matter how well you do, it still doesn't translate well into live action. It just doesn't. You lose soul, you lose heart, you lose. There's just so many things that loses with turning something like that into live action, in my opinion, because like the animation is what truly
makes it so amazing
about it, because like you weren't here earlier, but this is something that we were all talking about and how it affected us when we first watched it, is that like it's the idea that this like animation can translate into adult themes and telling a story like a live action movie, but it can be this medium. And that's the thing that's truly amazing about this movie. So when you take that and turn it into live action, no matter how well
it
you
loses it.
It still loses it. So
yeah, there's a reason why anime as a genre is popular.
Right.
It's because people want to see anime. They don't want to see the live action, because the live action could never do what you can do with this justice. You can have all the nice and fancy special effects, but it's an art form. Anime is an art form.
It is.
And that's what people want to see the interpretations of these stories in.
Like, for example, it's not even like necessarily the interpretation of the story. Like, for example, that scene as that you were talking about, where you get this like basically the entire song montage in the middle of the story. There is no story happening at that sense. It's just setting a mood, showing you the different arts of the city, how it's drawn, the lighting, everything like that. You can't capture that in live action because that's just art. You're just displaying the art of the time in 95 when they were drawing these
hand drawn,
hand drawn, and like you're showing an art form, and you expect to capture that same thing with live action. It's just not going to happen. There's no comparison.
Right.
So that's how I feel about live action.
Yeah, no, I
even the best of the best is just not going to translate. It's just the way
because
it is.
when it's a live action, I don't notice stuff as much as I do when I'm looking at like an anime version. Like first thing I noticed was the very first once she's waking up, you know, with she's built and her eyes like open, right, and she gets up in her. I guess it's an apartment. I don't know. It's an empty room with a bed in front of her window, and it very much I mean, right there, you know, you may not know what's going on, but it's obvious that that's not a normal. That's not like a home. That's
it's the lighting, right? The mood. Just
the mood.
That one window with the light shining in with the shadows and the shading and the way that it's drawn. It's designed
it elicits different emotions from you.
Exactly.
It does. Yeah.
And that's just something live action can't do.
Can't do.
Well,
I won't rush to go watch the live action.
I mean, live action can obviously elicit emotion from you, but when you're trying to copy something and from a different art form, sometimes the translation just doesn't work.
Yeah.
And you know, just like the emotion that I feel from watching something like Cowboy Bebop, and just the feeling I get from just an image or the way that they show a sound, that, you know, you hear a sound effect or just something, it just elicits a completely different emotional reaction to me than I would get if I saw it in a different format. But that's why these art forms are so popular.
Yes.
Right.
There's another anime that I highly recommend. It also came out in 95 and it deals with very similar themes. And it's called Armitage 3. So, and it's a wonderful story. Literature Devil, have you seen that?
Which one was it?
Armitage 3.
I don't think so, no.
I'm gonna just share my screen real quick so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But this is also very similar themes, and the same year. I feel like this is a hidden gem when it comes to stories like this, because Ghost in the Shell just overshadowed kind of this anime itself too. But this is it. If you want to share my screen real quick.
It's 95 about the point when anime started moving over to is that about the time frame that it started kind of showing up a little bit?
Yes, kind of. Well, towards the Western audience.
Right, towards the Western audience. So these are like OG stuff, right? This is like, gotcha. Okay. I was just curious.
So this is also about an android and questioning life, and what does it mean to be human? What does it mean to be an android? The soul, the consciousness, all of the same themes are in this as well. And I'd say this is even more adult because it's a lot. It has to do with like, sex dolls and like all sorts of like different themes that.
That's Ghost in the Shell 2.
Yeah, Ghost in the Shell 2 explored. This was the original one that explored that kind of stuff, which was funny to me because at the time I was like, isn't that kind of a ripoff of Armitage? Because that was their story. And then Ghost in the Shell 2 copied that one. And it was interesting, but Ghost in the Shell, Armitage is also a lot more expansive in the sense that it is like Mars has been colonized. We're talking much more future stuff. They talk about planetary colonization and things like that. There's spaceships, there's space travel. So it's very cool stuff.
That's awesome. I wrote it down, so I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna check that one out.
Yeah, I got into Appleseed, but
Appleseed was good too. I like Appleseed a lot.
Mm.
It's very good.
Yeah, it's just something I
It's
kind of
very
really...
similar to Appleseed as well because it's like about a guy and a girl that like
I
robot
think
girl.
it's with the same creators as Ghost in the Shell.
Which one?
Appleseed and Ghost in the Shell. Same
Yes.
creator, I think.
Really?
I think so.
Yeah. I actually have Appleseed, the first movie. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I started off with the series and the movies, and I just really enjoyed the relationship between Dunan and
Briarios.
Briarios, yeah, and yeah, it's and how he used to be human, of course, and now he's augmented.
Mm.
And yeah, and that of course has because they used to be a couple, and and yeah, I liked Appleseed.
Oh, by the way, Armitage is 2 movies, so it's the first one's fully Matrix, and then the second one's dual Matrix.
Fully's first.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we kind of through Ghost in the Shell, the Puppet Master in the 95 version, of course, is something which has seemingly been created within the ether of technology. I don't know quite how you describe it in that world's terms.
They called it the net, right? I mean, wasn't it just the net?
Which, of course, this is 1995.
95, yeah.
We're only just starting with things like the internet, of course. So, to have, I mean, and it's crazy because I think there was an article yesterday saying scientists have created something or on the verge of creating something which can remove unwanted memories. Like,
oh yeah, I saw that.
And it was just like, oh my God, it's all happening now. We are now getting,
there was
Ghost
a Robin Williams movie about
like
that too. There was a Robin Williams movie about that too. I think it's not Insomnia, it's another one where he's like, he literally like removes memories and then he like, God, what is that movie called? Hold on.
Not Memento.
No.
Men in
it's with Robin Williams. No.
Men in Black. They flash them.
Was it Jumanji?
Oh God, no! It's called Final Cut.
That was Robin. That was Robin Williams.
That was Robin Williams.
But
it's called Final Cut, the one I'm talking
Stranger
about.
Days as well. So remember Stranger Days?
Stranger Days? I don't remember that one.
I saw that.
Spotless Mind. Someone
Oh
said.
yes.
Yeah.
With Stranger Days, that's people were getting memories. So we're sort of on the, if we can take memories away from people, then we could be on the verge of giving people memories or giving people certain thoughts.
I've never seen Strange Days.
Emotions.
I've never seen Strange Days. I just looked it up.
Strange. It's good.
I saw Flubber.
It's fun.
Oh God.
That's a deep film.
That's a good one.
Maybe one day we'll.
What does it mean to be human? That's what Flubber's about.
Yeah, maybe one
What
day
does it
I'll
mean to
understand it. But right now I'm too thick.
Yeah. There's Will Wheaton in it. It's like, there's no way Will Wheaton's a human. There's no way he's a functioning human being. There's no way.
Well, he isn't nowadays.
Especially not
but
nowadays.
we have this creation of the Puppet Master from within, within the net, and instead of having a created AI, this isn't an AI because this is organically come together, and this consciousness has organically come together from within the net, and this is what's freaking people out. Now we've heard that the governments have been chasing it, and and then they chase it into the body of the woman, but they don't know. They refer to it as something that they don't know.
The original body, and they forced.
We
it
don't
to
know
go
how
in the
many
other one.
killed. There seems to be multiple bodies that were potentially destroyed, because they refer to, even though it's in a female body, they refer to it in the masculine.
No, but the first original body, like the male body that they said was an American dude, they killed that guy and then forced the consciousness to go into this body.
Yeah,
That's
but
what
didn't
they
they
were
also
saying.
say that they don't know where it originally came
Yeah, they
from?
did.
We
Yeah,
we
they
just
didn't know.
refer to it. We refer to it as a male.
Yeah, they
But
didn't
we
know
don't know.
where it originated. Yeah.
Where it sort of so we don't know how many potential bodies it's had that it's passed through. And when you think of the way that the people were used, like the garbage disposal man, the
He's been
assassin,
around for a long time. Yeah.
yeah, well, I mean, he'd had that apartment for 10 years.
Yeah.
So how long has that garbage disposal man been used? 10 years?
That was a long time. Yeah. I think
Yeah.
You know?
less so because I think they said something like, oh, you've been living here for 10 years. But he's like, I bought my home 4 years ago. So I think it was about 4 years.
Yeah. I mean, but in maximum
yeah.
10 years, he could
Yeah.
have been.
He just
could have
thinks he's
been
a bachelor
useful.
living alone. That's kind of what he was, and just thought he was working all the time for. Oh, let me get back with my family and everything. But the family never existed. Very unfortunate.
And he
very
sees
sad.
the family in the photograph, and the photograph, of course,
Yeah.
is just him and his
It's just him
dog.
and his dog. Yeah.
God, that whole scene, and when like Togasa's trying to explain to him what's happening to him, and he's like, "What do you mean? Like, are my
do you mean? Yeah,
memories
what do you
ever
mean?
gonna be fixed? Like, am I ever gonna be okay?" And he's like, "No, sorry, dude. Like, you're
Well,
fucked
yeah, they say we don't have the technology to
Yeah.
repair.
to fix you."
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was sad too. That was like there was a lot of parts in this movie that really did hit my fifis, and it's like, damn.
And then the
Damn.
angles too of like the way it's drawn. It's
Mhm.
this is what I'm talking about. It's always the angles of how it's drawn and how it's portrayed. This scene was so powerful. The way like they would zoom in at the right time on the expression of the character that's going through this, or like the lighting and how it's hitting them. It's all about mood and setting up that like to get your emotions and to incite these emotions in you. It's just so masterfully done.
Well, you were seeing something, you know, in an anime that deals, you know, with augmented humans and all this kind of crazy technology and yada yada. We were getting a really human moment, and of course, you know, because we've been dealing with the Major and her kind of struggle with humanity, and then Bato, of course, who is, you know, part augmented, part human. So for one moment, we were getting the most human thing that you could have, and this is something that the audience could immediately relate to. Was this person struggling with memory, and this person struggling with who they were, and you know, you could argue that it had connotations of Alzheimer's. You could argue that it has connotations of dementia, and those sort of aspects too. But yeah, I mean, the guy was just like wide-eyed, and you know, what do you see when you look at this picture? You know, don't you see it? And it's just you know.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that really got my mind just reeling the first time I saw this was just the idea in itself that in the future we've scientifically basically pinpointed what a soul, or in this case what they call a ghost, is, and that it's being hacked. Like the idea that you have like we come to an age where you scientifically have proven the existence of a consciousness and a ghost, and that, you know, it inhibits everyone, and how it can possibly recreate itself or create itself inside an artificial body. And I think that to me was just it was so it was something that I never really thought about, because it's something that's not quantifiable in our timeline right now in our society. There's still a question of like whether a soul really exists, because you can't, like, there is no studies, there's nothing really being done to capture what it essentially is a soul or
Yeah,
consciousness.
what makes your soul? What part of you makes up your actual soul, right? What part of you does that? No, this I can't even, because I just now watched it. And you know, I think it was 2021 when I did it, but I just watched it. So I can't even imagine what, like, if I had watched that like in 95 when it was new, because it's, even for now, how fucking original was that? I mean,
Crazy.
Crazy.
Right? I mean, it's insane writing in that. So I mean, Like
I
again,
was,
even now,
'cause-
I watched it and I'm like, holy
Yeah, I mean,
shit.
you've got the major who's been human.
Mhm.
You know, she's got her brain left and an augmented body, but being human, who's struggling with her consciousness to say, do I have a soul? Am I still human? What exactly am I? And then you're up against a construct which has been created within the net that seems to have created its own soul
Mhm.
and consciousness. And then you have to ask yourself, does that make it just as valid as I am? Does that make it just as real as I am? What I call human, is this what this has developed humanity? And you know, the end, and of course the ending was the coming together of them.
Yes.
Was the coming together of these two souls, these two ghosts merging together, and then, you know, because this was, you know, one-off film at the time, it was always meant to be a one-off film. You know, obviously things changed. You know, we had that wonderful ambiguous ending where it's just like, where do you go now? Where do you go? Where
Was
do you
she
go
still
from
part
here?
of Section
Yeah.
9? I don't think she was anymore.
No, I think
that
she's her
was-
own. I think she became her own person.
I think so
and
too.
And she finally left. She was finally able
Yeah.
to leave anyway.
she was, because she was now out of her old body.
And
placed
again,
in-
that was something that Bato gifted her.
yes,
Because without him, it would have never happened. She would have just died, or like basically ended up in a river or like whatever in the ocean as junk. Because that's like her body was gone. He saved her and was able to do that for her. Interestingly, I had a conversation with someone who I'm not going to name because I don't want this person to get insanely like hate about this. But I was talking to someone yesterday who also watched this movie for the first time, Mandy, and gave it a 5 out of 10. And I was like, yeah, it was all right. And I was like, what? Like, I feel like this movie, there's just so much to it because of the timing. Like, you have to also take that into consideration. 95, that's a long time ago. And how ahead of its time it was. With regards to the themes,
Way
the
ahead.
animation, like all the things that it did for anime. I think it like you have to factor those things in. You can't compare it to like a 2021 anime style.
No, and
thing.
even if you did, it'd probably still be better than that because I've seen some of the new shit they're coming out with, and it ain't very good.
It's
so,
not good, yeah.
not
So I was
on
like,
our side, anyways. But no, I mean, I can't imagine watching that and not liking it. I mean, I guess different folks. I fell in love with it. I just the whole idea, because I never thought of, you know, when technology gets to that point, and it probably inevitably will get to the point where, you know, we are going to have cyborg, you know, pieces and augmentations on our bodies. Eventually that's going to come, right?
But
oh,
we
it's
kind of
coming.
already do, though. That
kind of already
I
technology
mean, we already
is
do,
here.
right? Yeah. I mean, you have people with like pacemakers literally keeping their heart on track. I mean, which is, you know,
we got augmented legs now. We got augmented arms.
We've got actual robots now, you guys. Like they actually look like human robots.
They're gonna kill us all.
Yeah.
They're gonna kill us all.
Exactly. So, I mean, I think even more so now, if you watch it, it's really like, holy shit. It's a crazy way of looking at it. Like I said, I've never seen so original. I've never heard a story like that before. I mean, I don't watch as much anime as y'all do, but I've never heard anything like that before. And I was just floored with an original, because, you know, we bitch constantly. Give us something original, right? I yelled that at Marvel, at DC, at every, you know, give me something freaking original. And yeah, you go back to an anime from 95 and they fucking knocked it out of the park. That's creepy. That's some creepy shit.
But
yeah,
I mean,
that needs to die in fire.
This is where we're going, though. This is this is what's happening. You know, with technology, it's getting really eerily close to becoming a human, like human replicate.
Well, yeah, and the fact that people literally are hacking them now. Because I mean, I know y'all have heard me telling y'all, be careful with them sex dolls because they're hacking them.
Oh
and
yeah.
people's sex dolls are attacking them.
Look at
Let's
this.
go to
one.
the Shell 2
Don't
again.
hack my
Look at this
sex
one, right?
doll.
That's Ghost in the Shell 2.
Is it
It's all
really?
there. It's
Oh,
all
yeah.
there. Yeah.
Right there. That's the whole thing there.
I'm
That's
gonna watch
that's
it.
also the themes of Armitage. That's basically what it is, like getting like this the sex dolls hacked and everything like that. Which I say it came first. So
And there's like a bunch of people who buy these mysterious little dolls that they're just being produced by a company, and then the dolls murder their owners. And like, why are they all selling out of court? Why isn't no one making a big deal out of this?
yeah.
Oh, that's why.
Whoops.
Oopsie. But no, I thought just the fact that this was created in '95 is just floors
It's-
me. Because
yeah,
for
and then it
time,
just
holy shit.
it's called so many things. Like now, like looking back, like 30 years ago, you know, like you look at now, and then you look at that, the what it said, like where we're going, all the drawings, the different interpretations of what's going to happen to Tokyo. I think that's where they were. You know, how it's going to be represented, how it's going to look like in the future, and look at it now. I mean, it's actually pretty uncanny what's happening over there.
Yeah.
What was basically foreseen. And it's the other thing that I actually found was really funny was when Major was talking to Bato on the boat, and she was saying like how several years ago this was considered science fiction. We live in that time now.
We do.
Like this is where we live in, where this was science fiction 30 years ago. What I
But
just
that's
showed.
the best science fiction. The science fiction is the science fiction that's rooted in probable
reality.
technology. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
Looking
that's what
about
I'm
where
saying. Like the video we just showed, that was science fiction 30 years ago. People didn't think that was going to happen. And now here we are.
But well, touch screens are because of Star Trek: Next Generation. That's why touch screens exist, because people saw that technology and was like, okay, how can we make this a reality? How can we make this? And lo and behold, touchscreen technology is now is an everyday part of our lives now.
Yeah, and augmented reality and holograms, same thing.
Yeah, I mean the metaverse.
Yeah.
Which did y'all see that like Walmart has a metaverse? Okay, if I'm in a metaverse and I'm still having to shop at fucking Walmart, just go on and end it for me, because that's freaking ridiculous. Yeah, there's a whole video on it where it's showing you shopping in the metaverse.
Oh my god!
And it's that is not for me. It's freaky. Plus, I don't want to shop at in the metaverse. I want to have money. I don't want to be shopping at Walmart in the metaverse. Bullshit.
That's hilarious. Oh my god, I can't. There's some things that
cart
are terrifying about it. Sorry, Az, go ahead.
No, it's just can you choose like a color of the cart that you sit in? And just
I don't know. It's a little. It's
Yeah.
a crappy cart that looks like it's like the one for the handicapped kids. You know what I'm talking about? And there's this like girl that's not very pretty that's like, "Welcome to Walmart," and then they like.
That's why she works at Walmart.
Yeah, and then a drone shows up and brings you your groceries. It's
the fuck?
Yeah, the drone.
Is this
that
real?
comes out of the floor and it takes it out to the park. Like, it's weird. It is so beyond weird, and I don't really understand it. But I watched a long video on it, and it didn't. And I'm like, even in my virtual reality, I gotta shop at fucking Walmart. That's sad for me.
Speaking of like holographic technology and stuff, this just arrived today.
What is it? What'd you get?
Oh, it's the doctor. Yay.
It's the EMH 1 in 6. There you go.
Is he not froze for you?
Hmm?
Am I froze?
No, you're good.
Oh, he was froze on my screen. Oh, that is awesome.
Dude, you should tag him on it when are you gonna take it out of the box?
Yeah, not today. It's for what I'll do on Wednesday for the
Hot Toys.
You
That's
should
the real
fully
doctor.
articulated this week.
You should tag him on it, because the actor he loves stuff like this. Just tag him on Twitter. He'll be so happy to see that.
Okay. I thought he was a crazy lefty. I'll have to check his timeline.
Oh,
yeah, it's like I disavow. Like, I want
if he's a bit crazy lefty,
he might be a little bit of a crazy lefty, but he still loves the EMH and the fans who love the EMH. So
this person's not a real fan of mine.
That's crazy lefties. That's just a lefty then. There's a difference.
Full stop now.
Yeah, far left.
Anything
Those are
left
hard.
is just crazy lefty. I don't even know what the fuck I am anymore.
I don't either.
I'm my own thing. I'm gonna make something up because I don't fit their little boxes. So
I don't either, Mandy.
I'm gonna make up my own.
I feel like Ghost in the Shell. I'm just
I
like,
do
I don't know
too.
what I am. What is my
Mm.
identity? I don't
I-
fit anywhere.
Me neither.
Nice to meet you. Hi, Major. How you doing? But it does kind of feel that way. I'll tell you that.
What does it mean to be conservative? What does it mean for lefty?
What does it mean to be a lefty?
Are these my choices or the choices of the party? Like, which is, let's get into 1984 stuff. Are these my choices? Are these actually my beliefs? Or are these the beliefs of the party? Like of the political side I belong to? Which one is it?
What?
Yeah, let's go back to the science fiction world, please. Let's go back to the 1995 kind of predicted more that happened than
Not you
anything.
become sane,
Mhm.
Winston.
But yeah, you know, obviously the manner in which it's happened hasn't transpired. But you know, the ideas have already been. You know, so much of that has already happened. The internet's happened. The rabbit hole of the internet, losing yourself on the internet. You know, what's it called? You know, there's that screen something where people are just addicted to being in front of their screens and iPads and iPhones and smartphones
I
and
know what you're talking about. I can't think of
interwebs
it.
and.
I can't think of the word. Yeah,
I can't think of the word, but I know exactly what
Screen
you're talking
addiction,
about. Yeah.
But yeah, they seem to be so rooted in these ideas that who really are we when we discuss, you know, woke people and whatnot, we do discuss a lot of the time about received opinion, where people don't say their own opinions. They just say opinions which they've heard, which they think sound good, and that becomes their opinion. However, they can't argue the fact because they don't know how that opinion was formed.
Exactly.
So that, but you know, here again, we're talking about losing yourself. We're talking about, you know, people who are just being hacked.
Well, that's why I have such a love-hate relationship with Elon Musk, because he wants to create the neural net or neural link. I forget what it's called, but the thing that he wants to put in the back of your brain. And it's literally kind of like the Matrix or whatever, where you can like learn you know, instantaneously, like a language or whatever, like, you know, the just instantaneous data going into your brain. And I have a love-hate relationship with that guy, because I'm just like, dude, you're amazing, but at the same time, what the fuck is wrong with you? Do you not understand, like, sci-fi, like the dark aspects of this is a lot. There's a lot to be there's a lot to lose.
There's a lot to lose, and is it really worth the risk to do it? Yeah. No, I'm with you on that.
But the ideas that he presents is exactly the ideas that the like shows like Ghost in the Shell have talked about for so long, and now we've come to a point in time where, you know, Elon Musk wants to do that. And I think, like, you know, should we, like, you know, we don't stop to think, should we, you know, and that's not it's a really scary thought that's our future. That's where we're going, right?
To me, that sounds like these are the first days. I mean, this is right before Star Trek First Contact came out and ruined the Borg forever. One of the, like, in my own sort of headcanon, the way that I saw the Borg come to being was a race who wanted to technologically advance themselves.
Same here.
And that technological advancement became meeting with other races and sharing technologies with them, and then using their technology to enhance their own. And then it became more and more and more until we got this bastardization, this you know, what we have
hive
now,
mind,
you know, you should all be linked, we should all be linked into the hive mind, and that to me sort of like sounds like the beginnings of fucking Unimatrix Zero right there.
Exactly.
With that, where we suddenly become a hive mind we are the Borg, and then but this is a situation where how you could, we talk about hacking people in Ghost in the Shell. This is potential to hack people's minds.
Well,
implant ideas, implant
things.
thoughts, implant ways that I should vote, ways that I should purchase things, places that I should go to, jobs that I should be.
That's one of the things that Elon Musk talked about on the Joe Rogan special that he was on, because he brought up this this neural link, and he was saying, and Elon's response was hilarious because he was like, well, we're already cyborgs. We live on our phone. It's attached to us. That's where we are. And people are already, like, basically what you were talking about as with the screen addiction, that we're constantly on here. We're already cyborgs. No one is like not doing this anymore. But I feel like he's taking that like just way too far. Now, it's one thing to have a phone in your hand at all times and still be disassociated. It's another thing to have the
put it down
thing in your brain. Like that's insane.
Yeah, it's coming too fast, in my opinion. I think technology literally I think technology is literally being created too fast at this point, because we can't see the ramifications of the first thing before we're 10 steps ahead of where we were. You know what I mean? Like, because people are becoming fucking weird. Just in general. People, you go out in public and you know the ones that are stuck on their phone and they're out that one day and then they're going right back to on their computers and their phones. And these assholes don't even know how to act out in crowds anymore.
Well, people don't even need a phone or an iPad or anything for that. They just need to be told something, and
they go with it.
We got lunatics going around with fucking helmets on and wrapped in bloody plastic to avoid people from getting closer, because daddy government told me to do it. Just imagine what daddy government could look at the collusion between government and big business right now. They're in, big business is running government. It's not the vice versa. Big business is running government. You think something like that wouldn't be absolutely abused to fuck?
Well, you have.
No, it is. I mean,
you absolutely have that happening.
Yeah, we see it in the news constantly. One thing will be said, and then it's just kind of swept under the rug. Nobody gives a fuck, and then it just keeps on happening and keeps on happening. And no, it's absolutely insane, all the crazy shit that's going on. And again, with Ghost in the Shell, that's probably what's coming for us. That I think that may be kind of a little glance into there, that one day we're gonna, maybe not us, but our great grandkids are gonna be sitting on the couch and somebody's gonna fucking hack them, and they're gonna get up and start doing like fucking Thriller or something in the living room for no reason, because somebody,
you'll be lucky if they're doing Thriller and not stabbing you in the middle of the night.
They'll be telling you how to vote. They'll be telling you how to eat, where to go, what to do with your life, who to mate with,
what to buy.
It's exactly how it'll be utilized, and big business will thrive, and the ignorant sheep will not know what's going on.
They're doing also like another thing from Futurama, like everything from Futurama is becoming real
Ain't
now.
That fucking sad? Ain't that sad?
It's so crazy. They have the suicide booths now. They have the dream commercials. Like I read the other night that they're doing, like they're trying to like put dream commercials now. Remember that episode where Fry got he was like buying underwear. He's like, I gotta go buy this underwear now. I had a dream about it.
He's like naked or something like that. One of those naked dreams. He's like, you would feel much better with these underwear.
That's exactly what it was. Oh,
I mean, no, it's probably coming at some point.
Ladies,
that's what she said.
That's what she said.
Oh God.
Of course, it's coming. Speaking of coming, let's go through some super chat. We've done 90 minutes of discussion.
Wow.
That's 60 minutes for Mandy, though.
I'm here, damn it.
I'm here and I'm queer. Oh, wait, what? Bob A with a £5 says, hi all, great show to discuss as share and enjoy this with Gary, BBC iPlayer, Sky at Night, year in review, about 18 minutes, 45 seconds in, it will make you smile. Unless it's a big pair of fucking titties. Okay. Taker 610 with a $2 says, make Literature Devil and Nina watch Ocean Man. Well,
Ocean
Nina
Man.
has. I've made Nina watch Ocean Man.
I have. I don't even remember what that is.
Yeah, when I did the long opening for the real BBC, and Ocean Man was part of
Oh, yeah. That's good.
that. Didn't I play Ocean Man on a awesome anime?
I
I
don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. Literature Devil, have you?
don't think I've ever
Ocean
seen
Man, by
Ocean
the way,
Man.
is my hit single, which I charted in iTunes with last year.
Oh, I remember that.
I-
That was a big deal. I remember that. That
I
was so
can't believe you
awesome.
did that. That's so funny.
That's really funny.
Number 72 in the UK iTunes charts. Number
Look
two.
at you.
Number
You're-
2 in the electronic UK iTunes charts.
Is it
Number
on
2.
Spotify? Can I download it?
Yeah, it's on Spotify to purchase. 99
Needy
cents, I think.
driver over here.
Maybe
cut that
less.
with the hits.
Wait, is it actually called Ocean Man? I'm gonna
It's called Meltdown Ocean Man.
Meltdown Ocean Man.
Meltdown Ocean Man. And it's on iTunes and Spotify and all good music selling places.
Nice.
By problem
And
being
I
in the golden
donated
ass?
all my money from it to charity, by the way.
Oh my god, there it is.
Oh,
There's your beautiful face.
There it is.
oh, look at that. Look how cool you are.
Hell yeah.
You're right? It's fucking awesome,
I
dude.
can't
God
believe
damn
you
right
had-
it is.
Uh-huh.
I can't believe
I'll
you
play
had
it.
this
I'll play it
stuff.
at the end. I'll play it at the end after I've gone through the super chats. How about that? I'll play
I'll
it at
be
the
right
end of
back,
the
you
show.
guys.
Okay.
Okay,
I'll be
be
quick.
bye. The Lee Lawrence Experience with a $10 says, thank Les Claypool III. Because of him, we got the English dub here in the US. He's the best. Met him again this weekend at a panel for Anime Los Angeles. It's an anime convention in Long Beach. Nice.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah, the English dub is great.
I like the English dub.
Of this. It's a really good dub. So yeah.
And I love how they did the English like dub voices for like standalone Complex and everything too. They have like this, except for Major, like everybody else's voice is the same.
In the original Ghost in the Shell movie, yeah, I like the English voice actors. Mainly, I mean, they're all pretty good, especially Bato. But then they have this guy that's like Don Knotts comes out wanting to throw his trash away, like, "Oh man, I missed the trash can again." It's like,
it does good. Yeah.
I was like, "That's Don Knotts."
I should have on the phone and thought I had time to put the trash down for you.
That was great.
God damn. Yeah, those characters have got to be over exaggerated. Because then you go back to the Major and it has smooth voice. Philip A. Dimmick with a $2 says, thank ye, or TY3, thank you 3. There was 3 of us at the time because Mandy wasn't there. For a reason to rewatch, not seen since ScarJo. Okay, fair enough. 21 Palika with a 250 Serbian dinar. Got that one. Hail as Nina and Literature Devil and Mandy. I'll add you. I grew up with anime like Saber Rider, Voltron, and Granzort. After seeing Akira and Ghost in the Shell, I was hooked on anime faux life.
Same here. Well, I saw Akira after Ghost in the Shell.
Me too.
That's when it like opened up my world to like adult animation. And then my husband, who I was dating at the time, was like, "Have you seen Akira?" And I was like, "No." He's like, "You don't know anime until you watched Akira." So then that's what happened.
I saw Akira before I saw Ghost in the Shell. What Akira's what, 89?
I think so. I think 89.
So that was in the 80s. Yeah, and I saw Akira when I was quite young.
They're talking about butchering that in live action too.
Oh, they're gonna butcher everything.
Everything they can, they're gonna butcher.
88 Akira.
Everything. 88 was it? Okay. Yeah, I must have seen that early 90s.
God, that movie's fucking crazy.
I had no clue what I watched.
Mandy, did you
time.
have you seen that?
Which one?
Akira.
Uh-uh.
Oh man, you think Ghost in the Shell's crazy?
No, you guys are like I'm like a total noob when it comes to anime. So, but I've liked mostly everything that I've seen. So I'm digging. I always wait for somebody to like tell me something, and then I'll watch it. So yeah, I'm waiting to
Sounds
be
like my
told.
last girlfriend.
I've got lists.
Girl, I've seen your lists. They're holy shit.
Well, put Akira on it because
I've got it.
yeah.
I've got.
I mean, it's just one of those
Armitage.
things, you know, like the classic you got to see kind of thing,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
It's like a must see, whether you like it or not. Is
You need to see right.
Yeah,
you
it's
need
just
to
you have
see
to do
it to really appreciate the
yeah.
appreciate animation. See it. Gotcha.
Zeke or ZK Xeon with a $10 says just got here, but have any of you watched Trigun?
Yes.
Was great to watch alongside Bebop growing up. Would also recommend Gundam Thunderbolt.
I have seen Trigun and I love Trigun. It's wild though. It's very silly. It's not like it's not like Ghost in the Shell, but it's great. It's great fun. It's very fun. It's very fun.
I has not seen Trigun.
Neither have I.
It's fun.
It's about Vash the Stampede, right? I just haven't. I know the guy. I think I haven't seen it though.
No, I don't remember, but yes.
Darth Milk with a $2 says I got Literature Devils comic. It was
Nice.
good
Ooh.
and I liked it.
Oh, fantastic! Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
There you go.
Glad you like
Mandy
it.
has comics too.
Mandy
I
has comics
do.
too
Mandy has comics.
with titties in them.
With titties.
Brown with titties. Brown Gaijin with a $2 says Kenji Kawai, composer for movie, Yoko Kano for TV.
Oh,
Okay.
And Brown Gaijin again with a $2 says Basset Hound is everywhere. The Basset Hound is everywhere. Okay.
I
Maybe
think
the-
to know about the Basset Hound or something like that to understand the motif. I don't know anything
I
about
think
that.
I read something say like the it's used a lot. The creator, like
the creator had a Basset Hound. Yeah.
used Basset Hound in a lot of imagery. I don't know. I just know I read it. I don't know how true it is, but yeah,
That's probably like
Basset.
it's like a self-insert, but like not really. It's like a self-insert of your dog because you
Yeah,
love
yeah,
your
yeah.
dog. and
Right,
you're like,
yeah.
I'm gonna put my dog everywhere because I would do that. Like I would put
I would too.
my kitty cat and with all my art.
Andrew Clark with a $2
So
says
fun.
modern Disney is all about protecting the darlings.
What?
I don't know what's to quite interpret darlings as, but
The darlings.
Cease with a $5 says love these anime streams. Keep them coming, ladies. Much love to you. Thank you. Really appreciate that. Well, there's over 1,000 of you here.
My
For a show,
goodness.
this is like the third show,
See,
and the first one wasn't even structured. We just wanted to bitch about
Cowboy
Cowboy Bebop live
That's pretty
anime.
much it. Yeah,
So this is only like the second episode. We've had Perfect Blue,
loved, freaking
loved it,
loved.
and then Ghost in the Shell. So this is crazy that we got over 1,000 people.
and
be fair, I mean-
people say, oh, like you don't. Like, first of all, that we don't stream about things we like actually like and enjoy.
Right?
And
Yes,
second
we
of
do.
all, that there isn't something that people want to see like this, that people want to watch a show about people enjoying things rather than
People
just hating
don't
on
watch
shit.
positive stuff. 1,000, nearly 1,100 people.
It's
watch
great.
this
It's kind of
stuff.
like the live action Cowboy Bebop was like had the Last Jedi effect. It was something so offensively bad that
Mhm.
it has created new avenues of creation. It's fantastic.
I will credit it for something though. I will credit it for something.
Okay, what?
I think that the live action Cowboy Bebop was so fucking bad
Mhm.
that it actually pushed people to watch the anime.
I think it did.
And
Yeah.
I
more
think so
people have
too.
now experienced the anime and are realizing how Critical Drinker, he's one. He's gone on
Wow.
and he's gone off from watching that Cowboy Bebop live action to watching the anime. And
There's no way the anime is that freaking cringe. There's no way. So they go watch the anime and they figure out, oh, it's a masterpiece. Fantastic.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, But it's okay because Hollywood came to correct the
Yeah,
mistakes.
correct the
God.
wrongs of the anime.
I
When
mean,
someone
that's true,
says that,
though.
it's
I didn't
doomed.
watch it until the live action came out, and then I went and watched the anime version of it and loved it. So yeah,
So fucking good, man.
so good, so good.
So I will give it credit for that and nothing more.
So monumentously bad. It creates so much more things. Every action is equal opposite reaction.
Yes.
Yes.
And it spawned this. So there you go. But yeah, I do my toy streams every Wednesday, which is always a positive, fun laugh. And even Real BBC and Friday Night Tights, there's like shit tons of just like mucking around and having fun and taking a piss, but in a fun way.
If you got Robert Ricardo on Friday Night Tights, that'd be hilarious and awesome. Robert Ricardo's fantastic.
So it tells me he'd be blacklisted from Hollywood if he did. But...
Probably, yeah.
Andrew Clark again with a $2 says, "Watch DNA Squared. It's not good, but it's funny from the 90s."
DNA Squared. It's not good.
Spelling it to me there, mate.
Yeah.
It's not good. Okay.
No, see, no, he sold that for me. He said it's not very good, but it's funny, and I'm like, okay, that's
you know what? You know what anime surprised me from the 90s that I was like, I always think about that, and I'm like, I really didn't think I was gonna like this, but it's so fun and it's so cool. It was God, I just spaced out on the name. It was about the paper manipulator girl. She like would manipulate paper. That was fucking wild. I was like, I can't understand how I would like this, but it's so good.
I remember watching Dirty Pair Flash and just thinking it was hilarious.
Oh, the one I'm thinking of is called Read or Die. It's
Read or Die. Oh, okay, there you go.
It's so good. Like, how do I like this? But it's so amazing.
Dirty Pair Flash was funny. That made me laugh.
Dirty Pair.
Dirty Pair. The first series was Dirty Pair, and then when they brought it back, it was called Dirty Pair Flash.
Okay, I'm gonna look that up.
And it's like two like agents.
Oh
two
yes,
female.
yeah, I've seen that. I always forget. Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen Dirty Pair Flashes though. I've seen the original.
No, it was fun. It was just fun stuff. That was. Lost for Words with a £2 says, "Shout out to Fist of the North Star OG series."
Yeah, Fist of the North Star. Hell yeah.
Brightest Day. Fist of the North Star. Yeah. That's good. It's good stuff.
Good stuff.
Very violent. Loved it. Brightest Day with a $2 says, "Fracking toasters."
Goddamn, right?
Red Dwarf stuff there. Lyle Hammack with a $20 says, "Hail." Thank you, by the way. "Hail all of you. What is your opinion on Ghost in the Shell Individual 11? It's my favorite. If the movie's Kaze and his hinted connection to her past, I find fascinating. Also, standalone complex is excellent."
What was this one called that you just said?
Individual 11. That's the third. Isn't that the third movie? Second gig.
I think
that's the one. Gig. Yeah. I think I struggled watching that one.
That's basically Second Gig is like the season 2 of standalone.
The standalone complex. Yeah.
And I
First
it
gig,
was
second gig.
okay. It wasn't. I didn't like it that much. Like I thought it was all right. It was good.
The Kuze, that guy.
Kuze. That's
yeah. It was all right.
I think they're kind of they have a shared past. Like I think it was revealed that the Major was in an airplane crash or something like that when she was a little girl, and that's why she has been pretty much artificial most of her life.
Yeah, something like that.
Adam Wooford. I tell you, I can't contribute. It's been so long since I've watched Second Gig.
I like the infinity symbol that they used in it.
Oh, that's all over the that's all over the fucking place.
Adam
Wooford with a $20 says, "So right now, cyber arms can 5 you feel back this." I'm reading verbatim, by the way. "The same thing as if your organic arms But for now, humans getting these to replace what injuries or disease took, but in time you'll be able to go and shop to get cyberware. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, at the moment they're being used for like loss of limb,
Yeah.
army, birth defects, etc. But this will become 100%
This is reality.
fashion.
This is our future, like cyberpunk. Like it's just like you just go and augment yourself. Like
People are they're sticking stupid horns on
yeah,
themselves.
they
They're
are
splitting their tongues. They're doing things that cutting things out of the faces. They're technically
their
doing that already.
eyeballs. Have you seen that? Like when
The what?
they black out their eyeball.
Oh, the tattoo.
Yeah,
on
the
the
weird tattoo,
white,
on the fucking eyeball. Like, how do
Yeah.
you fucking do that to yourself? That's insane.
You don't get enough hugs from mum.
I guess so.
Something's
You gotta
wrong
have
for
some
you to think
issues.
something's going on up there.
But yeah, this will
100%
become fashion.
Did you see that one guy that like visioned himself? He like put a diamond like in his brain.
He died, didn't he?
Yeah. Did he? No way.
I think he did. Because that's how I found out about him. Something horrible happened to him.
Oh my god.
The guy with the thing stuck in his head. Yeah, something happened with him. I can't remember what it was. Maybe he didn't die.
Was it because he had something stuck in his head?
It was a fucking diamond and he looked like Vision. I was like, what?
Yeah, try and find a picture of that and see if he's dead.
Rapper Lil Uzi Vert.
Okay.
That's what his name is. Let's see. I don't think he's dead.
I think someone stole the diamond out of his forehead.
Somebody stole it. Lil Uzi Vert says diamond was ripped out of my $24 million forehead diamond.
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't put you want to put a diamond in your head. Maybe it shouldn't be worth $24 million.
I knew something happened with him with that dude.
That's what it was.
I thought when they ripped it out, it killed him though. So I guess I took the story. I elaborated on the story.
Elaborated or fantasized? Which one?
It could be both.
Comics Division, how you doing, buddy? With a $5 says, as much as I love Ghost in the Shell, Ghost in the Shell standalone complex is more in line with the manga and goes deeper into the philosophy of what it means to have a soul. Yeah. It expands. Yeah. But you got a movie, and you got movie's got a certain amount of time and has to do.
You got a movie, but see, the most important thing about that movie was introducing it to the Western audience. It wasn't about having just a movie of or it's telling the story of Ghost in the Shell to the same audience that you already have. It was to introduce it to the Western audience, which it did.
What I thought was amazing about it too is that movie only had like an 80-minute runtime, and it put that much in 80 minutes where there was never a moment where I wasn't engaged. And you know what I mean? And so much information was dropped on you in an 80-minute period. So I'm really impressed that it took them 80 minutes to do what it would take, what someone else, 3 seasons to get out, and they got it out in 80 minutes. So I was impressed.
Share my screen.
Oh, is this little weird?
Lil Uzi. Lil Uzi.
That's okay. That guy is talking bullshit that he had a $24 million fucking dollar.
If I don't get it took out the right way, I could die. No, seriously.
Maybe that's what I saw.
That's what it was.
Okay.
That doesn't look like an expensive diamond, though. It looks like he got that out of the fucking the quarter machine.
I will try so hard to give a shit about you, dude.
Apparently, it was a $24 million diamond, Mandy.
I'm calling bullshit on that. But I think he's got if he even has a 20 million diamond, I'm going to say it's probably locked in a safety deposit box. And that motherfucker's just like I said, out of the little,
he had a $24 cubic zirconia in it.
It's for insurance purposes. It's totally $24 million. Oh my goodness, that's totally out of my head.
For insurance purposes, it was. Yeah.
Exactly.
I love the memes people did with him and Vision. That was hilarious because he's like this guy's like the human Vision or whatever.
He wishes he was the human Vision.
I have the image up here. You can see.
Oh no.
Okay.
Dude, that's not an Infinity Stone. I promise you.
Yeah.
No.
It's got no powers except to get your ass kicked and it ripped
Infinitely
out your head.
stupid.
Yeah. There you
Trucker Rob with a $20 says, saw you rocking one of the hats. I hope they're to your liking. Rob, they're great, mate. He sent me a bunch of
I saw that, the
Trucker
Arizona
hats.
hat. That's
yeah.
Aw.
Yeah, they're awesome, dude. I appreciate you. The 76 Wildman with a $10 says, my intro into anime was Ninja Scrolls, Ghost in the Shell, Bubblegum Crisis.
Ooh,
I remember that. And Armitage. My local comic book store had them for rent. Nice.
Nice. Yeah.
Nova Zero with a 10 Australian says, Babylon B interview with Elon is great for that, Nina. Elon points out how it's good as a capability, but it's important that's not the end goal. But it's important how that's not the end goal. That interview assured me of Elon's intent. Doesn't matter what Elon's intent is. It matters what big businesses' intent is when they get at the technology for themselves. That's
I like how
one
this is a
man's-
Babylon B article. Yeah.
Remember the guy who split the atom? Enough said.
Enough said, yeah.
Lupo with a 100 Mexican dollar says, of course the women would be the first to fearmonger and be threatened by AI and companion bots / joke. Watch Ghost in the Shell standalone complex for better plot, character development, and interactions. Yeah, because it's a full
And
season. It's a
sexier
full
major
series.
too. She's so hot in that.
It's got great IS.
Nice.
Don't get her titties out though,
Ah.
which is disappointing.
That's unfortunate.
She does enough though. Like it's pretty. Like there's a lot of cleavage.
No, I want full tit though.
Yeah, we want some big ass titties.
We want some big titties.
I think in the
next.
manga, she's more or less she's kind of lesbian out of the fact where she has like female roommates, which she actually show up in the show. But she has female roommates, and the thing is, they have like lesbian interactions, but only because they connect nerves to each other, and you can only really connect nerves to each other if you're the same gender, or the same sex, and everything. And if you do it with like a girl does that with a man, it becomes really painful. So they add that in the manga. I think it's because the creator. I think the creator did
That's some way of doing scissoring, that's for sure.
Yeah, this is real painful. You'll get used to it. Don't worry.
From pleasure from pleasure.
What? Ribbed for her pleasure. With some knobbledly bits on it as well. Lyle Hammack with a $5 says the best of all the Ghost in the Shell films is The Laughing Man. It has the best villain in the series.
Yeah, I like the Laughing Man arc. That was great.
Douche. Where are we? Here we are. Andrew Clark with another $5 says, look up Mojo lenses. They're augmented reality contact lenses. I think something like this is the next jump, not implants. You can repair / replace them. Well, you'll start with something like that, but I think ultimately that will develop into some sort of augmentation. You look at the cyberpunk genre. That stuff has been.
What is it called? Mojo lenses?
Mojo lenses. Yeah, Mojo lenses.
All right, I'll look it up.
Darth DJJD with a $10 says there is a cyberpunk documentary by Indigo Gaming that describes Ghost in the Shell, trying the philosophy and media from Blade Runner to Matrix, RoboCop, T2, Dark City, Total Recall, games, literature included. Nice.
Oh my God, I just looked it up and it says the Walt Disney Company announces participating companies for 2021 Disney Accelerator Program. It's
Accelerator Program.
It's happening.
I bet they're accelerating it. Don't know where the money's coming from. All the films are flopping. Mr. Riley with a £4.49 says, awesome stream, guys, as always. Before this, I watched Tim Burton's Batman Returns. Remember when films were good? Batman Returns is freaking awesome.
Batman Returns was awesome.
Fantastic.
Mr. Pelzig with a $5 says, recommend Oshi's live-action 2001 movie Avalon. shot in Poland, not Portland, thank God.
Oh.
It features an online shooter video game, which is highly addicting.
Oh, okay.
Lupo with a 50 Mexican dollar says both the Akira and Ghost in the Shell movies are heavily butchered versions of the source material. They are still better than Hollywood adaptations. Raw to sub to dub.
That's also true.
But like Nina said, which is quite right. This is a great introduction for people. Not just into that world, but into the genre of anime as well. So, you got manga, then you got the anime. So, there's always going to be the people who are going to argue that the anime is not giving the manga justice and yada, yada, yada.
Yeah, but and also Akira, like, even though it did the same thing because it's older, trying to introduce again anime to the Western audience, the animation was like nowhere near, like the style of animation was nowhere near like the realism and everything that Ghost in the Shell did. So it was just like another level. It was like another level that added on to that and introducing that to the Western audience. So I don't know. There's always that argument to be had because to this day, you don't get, accurate interpretations of manga translated to screen. I think one of the only ones that's ever happened for me has been the Tomorrow War, where I thought the movie was better than the manga, actually. But it's just it rarely ever happens that manga gets translated even into anime accurately.
Hey, manga! Stop laughing! Stop it! Stop! You're making me giggle now. Stop it. Just can't stop laughing. No, come on, Nat. Stop it. Dude.
How can manga stop laughing?
Look at you. I can't look at your
Hollywood.
face.
Look at Hollywood. How could manga stop laughing? It's so hilarious. We're going to right the wrongs of the anime. It's like some bum comedian who just gets laughed out of every show they do, trying to tell like George Carlin how to be funnier or something.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Can you imagine?
You
I'm
talking
gonna
about
teach
Patton
Dave
Oswalt?
Chappelle how to be funny.
It's like if Patton Oswalt was trying to tell George Carlin how to be funny. I'm like a hair, okay. Look, if I wanted to learn how to kill my wife, I'd ask you.
Oh shit!
Oh damn.
Nice. We have got now Dr. Crow with a $2 says, question for y'all. What makes a fight in a comic good?
8.
Pretty much whatever makes it good in the story, in a written story too. It has to have some meaning, some consequence.
Yeah.
It can't just have two people punching each other is not actually as interesting as Hollywood will want you to think it is. You have to have actual something behind it.
Emotion.
Snakes.
Stakes. Emotion. Yeah.
That's how this fights in the original Star Wars trilogy were so epic. Because they were barely fights, but there's so much weight to them.
Yeah.
That they're very interesting.
But now we got 60 gazillion lightsabers. Okay. Andrew Matthews with a £5 says, at Mandy, did you get any more hot toys?
I have some that have been partially paid for. I've got them coming. I've got them. I've got money here and there, and I am all into this. And it's not Sideshow. But have y'all seen the Monsters High, like the gremlin, the girl gremlin, but it's Monster High? I've got to get that. That is so freaking cute.
It.
Oh, all right, Nanny.
I only saw it yesterday. I think it's the new.
Will you share my screen, please?
Yeah.
I need to get me.
Look at her.
Wow.
Look at how cute she is.
That's adorable.
She gonna break your heart.
I really want to get myself like a Queen Serenity hot toy or like a really nice Sailor Moon hot toy or something like that. I really want one of those.
That would be so beautiful. Do they make them? Does Sideshow make those?
I don't know. I
know. To have a check on. I know they got some Sailor Moon stuff on Sideshow, so I'd have a check if I were you.
Okay.
Ricardo Holgein with the 5 Canadians says, watch Ergo Proxy. It has a lot of philosophical questions in an anime. There you go.
I've seen it. I didn't like the ending, but it was good.
Okay. Fat Steven Seagal with a 2 Canadian. Guilty Crown is a guilty pleasure to enjoy. Hi, Mum.
Hi. Good to see you.
Monkey Draws with a 5 Canadian says, hey, all. Here's my opinion. Mamoru Oshii made a great adaptation based on Masamune manga, and Oshii added legendary iconic moments of his own.
Okay.
What did Fat Steven say about which anime was that?
Guilty Crown is a guilty
Crown.
pleasure.
Okay.
That's fair enough, Monkey Draws. Sony Monkey 5, lots of monkeys here today. With a $2 says Ghost in the Shell is the best high or sober. I think you got to pay attention to what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say I would watch it sober.
Watch it sober like the first and second time, and then get fucked up and watch
because
it.
if you're fucked up trying to do it, you're gonna be a little bit like me, where a lot of times I was like, wait, what, huh?
It might make you feel high.
Yeah, it might make you feel high.
Yeah. So I would go sober.
Hunks He-Man Hero with a €2 says, any love for Grave of the Fireflies?
Oh God.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I liked it.
I have love for it, but I also have extreme hate for it because I was completely depressed for like 3 or 4 days, crying nonstop after I watched it. Because I watched it when I was like really young, and I was expecting, like, Hayao Miyazaki, like, just really a magic,
good happy ending. Yeah,
good happy ending, and what I got was fucking depression.
You got what you fucking deserved.
You got what you
deserved.
Fuck this.
Kwang Su with a $10 says, in the manga, Major has a broader character arc since she starts out cheerful, cracks jokes, has a boyfriend and some female friends, but becomes more introspective as a result of her experiences.
Have you guys...
That sounds it sounds good. That sounds like they delve a little bit deeper into the story.
But we're talking anime.
No,
you're always going to have the manga. Like I said, you're always going to have the manga versus anime.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's always going to be a debate.
And that's just always going to be there, regardless. You only have when you come to film, you only have a certain amount of time to put X amount in.
Yep.
And so there's going to be a lot lost, and there's going to be artistic license, and that's always going to be the case. But yeah, it's just a thing. Lupo with a 50 Mexicans says, what Mamoru Hosoda movies have you watched? I personally love Summer Wars. Also, the new Yamato movie is great.
I love his movies. I love Summer Wars. It's a great movie. Your Name is freaking amazing. God, what else did he make? Was that Paprika? Let me just look really quick about his Wolf Children is really, really good. The Girl Who Leapt Through Time is amazing. I haven't seen his new one, which I really want to see. Ooh, he's got a new one. It's called Belle. I gotta watch that.
Oh, that's coming out in the theater on Friday. I'm going to see it. It looked fan-freaking-tastic.
Ooh, Mirai was great. I love that. The Boy and the Beast is fucking awesome. Yeah, a lot of good. He's great. Okay. Wolf Children was great.
Adam Woodford again with a $5 says, Ghost Stories. I know it wouldn't work between us. Not that you're rabbit, because you're black.
Because you're black.
This show is awesome funny. Refraction anime is.
It really is, yeah. The English dub. You have to listen to the English dub.
A line.
It's all like that. They kind of it's kind of the first abridged series, but it's like official because it was terrible. Mm-hmm. So it's like, okay, we're going to sell it to you Americans. You just do whatever you want with it. So it's kind of just they did it where they want with it. It's just so politically incorrect. You're gonna love it.
Fat Steven Seagal with another 2 Canadians says sings. like a rhinestone forehead. Bum, bum. Hi, Mum. Aitken with an 8 Australian says, "Good day, as Nina, Mandy, and Literature Devil. Do you have a profile or a my own list or similar sites we can share recommendations?" No.
No.
Is the answer. Short answer, no, but might set something up.
This is what I was gonna ask earlier. Have you guys seen experimental series Lane?
No, just heard of it.
No.
Oh, Literature Devil. Oh boy. Only 13 episodes, and that shit is great. It's great.
Okay. Kwang Su again with a $10 says, "In the manga, her body has enhances pleasure sensitivity, and that's why her friends link up with her. Bato accidentally tried to connect with her while they were doing it once, and it really messed him up." Maybe that's why.
That's unfortunate.
The forbidden fruit. Chris Nicholson with a $5 says, "Heard you're a fan of hot toys. I've been collecting them for 10 years and got over 300 of them, so I get the addiction. Here's $5 to chase the dragon." Oh, hell yeah.
Dude, that's I would love to see like some of your like rarer ones of those. That would be awesome.
Ladies. You want to go and see his
rarer
etchings?
ones? Is that what
you fancy coming and see my etchings, darling?
Oh.
All right. Yeah.
Oh my.
All right. I got some really old ones, you know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I'm fucking talking about.
I like them old.
Oh, well.
I like him old and decrepit. Yay. Lupu with a 50 Mexican again. Any thoughts of the works of Okamoto Lin, Elfin Lied, including his latest magnum opus, Parallel Paradise /dab? I ain't fucking dabbing.
Ooh, okay. First of all, I have not seen the new one. What is this one called? What'd you say?
Parallel Paradise.
Ooh, that's going on the
some
list.
Elfin
I'm gonna
Lied.
have to watch that because I love Elfin Lied. But that's again another one of those where a lot of people say like, was missing a lot of stuff from the manga and blah blah blah. But man, like the anime is great because it's only like I think it's like 13 episodes too. Like these really, really condensed, really good anime back in the day that did like take like a lot of story and just condense it into like 13 14 episodes, and you basically get all the meat, all the substance that you could possibly imagine. Elfin Lied was also extremely violent for its time, and it was fucking awesome.
Wolfsbane with $5 says, "Hey, what's your first favorite and best anime you've ever watched? Mine is Inuyasha. Doesn't count Pokemon for me. Naruto and Basilisk."
Oh, I love Inuyasha. What's the question? Like, what's your
favorite anime?
Oh, what's her favorite anime? Oh God, I have too many.
Pick one, and then you can always regret it later or take it back.
Oh God. Oh my God.
Mandy.
My Hero Academia.
Okay. Literature Devil.
I have to say Samurai Champloo. After
okay,
just off the top of my head, yeah.
I'm
gonna go Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah, it's like for favorite wise, it's a mix between Cowboy Bebop, Ghost in the Shell, or Sailor Moon. I know, like they're all totally different genres, but still.
There you go. Trucker Rob with the $5 says, "Did you ever get that steak?" Trucker Rob, I currently have 3 steaks in my fridge. 3 sexy ribeyes in my fridge, and one of them's getting devoured tomorrow.
You too?
Are they thick? Are they big, thick boys?
Extra thick.
They're thick. They're pretty thick.
I actually had 3 steaks until this morning, and I only had 2.
Enough to get your mouth around, put it that way.
Okay.
My favorite breakfast is steak and eggs, and every time I eat a steak, it gets
I got eggs. I got steak. I got eggs.
Oh God!
The steak is always tastes a little better when you kind of imagine the tiers of all the vegan SUW types. Just I ate steak.
Every bite is just
delicious.
I like to put bacon on top of mine.
Y'all making me
I got some
hungry right
bacon.
now.
I could do that, but
So good.
I got some steamed veg that's gonna go with it.
Nice.
Steam badge? Okay. Great.
Veg.
It's cleaner that way.
It's definitely cleaner when it's steamed.
Mm-hmm.
Steam cleaned.
Mm-hmm.
For your pleasure.
Hmm. They actually do that though in some countries. They steam
Okay,
their
moving
crotches.
on. 001 with a $5 says late to the stream, but Ghost in the Shell was the second anime I ever watched. It was so mind-blowing. The first was Akira. I was, what the fuck, American cartoons? Amen. Sony Monkey 5 with a $5 says, in my opinion, the anime that had all great characters that interested me as well with its world building is Doro Hedororo. Doro Hedoro.
What about Bobo?
That's my second favorite.
What? Okay.
Brown Cajun with a $5 says, can't blame manga for laughing. Jujutsu Kaisen volume 18 just made another 912 million yen. That's 7.9 million US dollars in its second week in sales.
Oh, I mispronounced that anime. It was actually called Bobo. That's what it's called.
Oh, now I understand what you're talking
Now-
about.
All
Now
right.
which one it is.
Now
I didn't before, but now I do. Trucker Rob with a $5 says, Literature Devil gets me on a spiritual stake level.
Awesome.
And Lupo
Fantastic.
with a $50 says, thoughts on anime remakes like Sailor Moon Crystal, Fruits Basket, FMA Brotherhood, Full Metal Alchemist, and the up-and-coming Urusai Yatsura remake, the
Oh,
good
God.
and the bad, please. Well, I mean, there's only so much we can go into in the night in T-minus 6 minutes because we're over the 2-hour mark. But remakes, I think we discussed it earlier. To be honest with you, I personally don't think live action or remakes.
No.
particularly work.
No. He's talking about anime because they made, like, for example, Sailor Moon Crystal is the remake, like anime remake of the old school 90s anime. So they've remade the anime. It's not a live action thing.
What have they changed stuff though?
It's actually much more accurate. Like Crystal's actually much more accurate to the manga versus the first one. The first one wasn't as accurate to the manga, and it's same thing with Brotherhood. So the Brotherhood
So it's
is
all just going to be subjective then.
it's all subjective. Like, for example, my husband loves the original ending of Full Metal Alchemist and story versus like the manga version. Most people like the like Brotherhood, which is the manga version. Most people like that one, but my husband doesn't. Like, he likes the original. And I like, there's a lot, again, it's all subjective. It really depends what you like. I personally don't like Crystal, for example, because I feel like that something is lost. But again, it's subjective because I have memories of watching the 90s animated Sailor Moon and like running home, and that there's that nostalgia factor. There's that animated nostalgia factor from the 90s that is again lost in the new style of animation of Sailor Moon that they're doing. It's almost as if it's kind of like lost a little sparkle or something like that, which is really weird. But it's just the way it is.
Oh, jokey. And finally, Roman Shopper with a 25 Polish says, not cyberpunk, but I recommend the anime Planetes, the only space fiction that accounts for the radiation damage. Okay.
Planetes. I always tried to watch that anime. I've tried several times to watch it, and I couldn't get into it for some reason. I felt like it was way too slow, and I was like, maybe it was just like wrong timing for me that I didn't watch it. But
and Warped Eyebrows slips in a $5 here and says, have any of you heard of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure? Oh yeah.
Mandy's watching it.
If so, what are your thoughts?
That shit's crazy. That shit don't make no goddamn sense, but they're so dramatic. They're like, you talk about to my grandma. And then they just, she is awesome. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is awesome. I love it. It's
okay.
tricky.
And with that, then, next week, what should we watch for next week?
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
No, I don't want to watch that.
Do you know an anime which has cropped up multiple times in this episode? Is Ninja Scrolls.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
So what about Ninja Scrolls for next week?
Yay!
I'm down.
I'm
I'm
down.
down.
Oh, yeah, I've never seen that before. So yeah,
I
that'd be
also
kinda
think
cool.
we
Oh,
should-
really? Oh, okay.
Literature Devil, you've never seen it before either?
No, not that one. I'm not a weeb. Well, I wasn't anyway.
Yay! We're both gonna
Okay,
have our
then I
cherries
think-
popped.
Yeah, I
You
think
are
I
now.
think Ninja Scroll it is, but I think we should perhaps in the future,
Ninja Scrote.
the following week, we can do the Armitage one because I really want you guys to watch that.
Okay, well, we can. We'll get something together. Jesus De Villa with a $5 says, question: has anyone seen Wicked City?
I think I've seen it.
1987. If so, is it any good?
I think
Not
I've
that I
seen
recall.
I think I've seen
Let
it
me-
now.
I have no idea.
yes, it is good. Yes, I've seen it, and yes, it is good. It's
Okay.
fucked up though.
So with that, because we were slightly crept over the 2 hour, but who gives a shit? With that, thank you everyone who came to watch. Over 1,000. It's been holding over 1,000 for a long time now. That's incredible stuff. We need to construct something that you can put your recommendations, and obviously we need to have like a film as opposed to at the moment as opposed to a series, because we can only watch so much and obviously and discuss so much. So I'll have to try and put something together that we can add to that. But Ninja Scrolls is going to be the discussion for next week. Nina,
Yeah.
Mandy, and Literature Devil, everyone, all their links to their channel are in the description box down below. So please click on their links, subscribe to their channels, watch their shit. Okay. Nina, anything you'd like to plug before we go?
No, thank you so much for having me on. As always, you can follow me on like what he said, the YouTube, Nina Infinity, and on Twitter, Nina7 Infinity. I will announce where I will be this evening, though. I will be on Midnight's Edge for Toxic Femme. Thank you so much.
Kawaii, doesn't it?
Kawaii. Ah.
Mandy, anything that you'd like to plug?
I'm always plugging stuff. Like what? Hey y'all, it's girl Mandy here. Please and don't forget to head over to Indiegogo. Check out both of my comic books, Jack the Ripper, Vampire Hunter, and Pirate Queen #2. Hit me up on my YouTube channel. Follow me over on Instagram, and that's it. That's all I got. But do all the things, and I love you guys.
Do all the things.
Do the things.
Literature Devil.
And hello, everyone. I'm Literature Devil on YouTube. I make videos about stories and mechanics of storytelling and how all the weirdos who in Hollywood are wrong and
Yay.
exactly why they're wrong. Also, I have a comic book called Dr. Alpha Miracle Child, which I've been getting some really good feedback from. It's still available, technically speaking, because it's being held up at the printers for various reasons. But I've been told it's going to come out around, I'm going to get them around next month, early next month, like February 7th. But until then, I'm keeping it in demand. And if you back it today, I'll keep an eye out and I'll send you the digital copy pretty much immediately, or maybe within 24 hours or so.
Nice.
Very cool.
Andy Woodford just slides in a $5 and says Outlaw Star is space western and Fafner is giant robots, Norse mythologies, and Heroic Age is retelling of Hercules' 12 labors set in sci-fi.
I fucking love Outlaw Star. It's
Outlaw
one
Star
of
is
my
awesome. That's one of the first
favorite
anime I've ever
animes
seen.
of all time.
And
I
then
like that.
Contagion.
I like Twilight Tezuka. I like that character. She was really awesome because she has a wooden sword, but she's so good with it. She can cut a bus in half. It was pretty awesome.
It's
Nice.
fucking dope.
Then Contagion slides another $5 into me pants and says, has anyone seen Claymore? It's one of the few animes I watched through more than once. Thoughts? Should
Yeah, that was really
review.
good. That's
It
really
was
get
fucking
second
awesome,
season.
but it doesn't have an ending.
Yeah, it doesn't have an ending.
and They fucked it over.
It's really good. Also,
really good.
Don't watch Claymore and then play Dragon Age Origins. You'll find some really strange parallels between the
There
Great
are a lot of
Origins and the
parallels
Claymore.
there.
I really like
Really?
Dragon Age Origins.
It's true,
I
it's
love
true.
Dragon's Age.
They're so close together. I could almost swear they just copied and pasted the Claymore stuff into Dragon Age Origins.
Oh,
it's called the
okay.
Grey Warden. It's called the
I'm
Grey
gonna
Warden
have
instead.
to. I'm gonna have to watch that now because
Yeah, but you're gonna hate yourself, Mandy, because it doesn't end, and it leaves you on a pretty big.
It's really
cliffhanger.
good. It's really good,
Just let me
dramatic, and then it
stream.
doesn't end.
just doesn't fucking end.
Sorry.
No, it's all gravy, baby. I will be releasing a second video of the day in about 15 minutes after this stream. So you've had 2 videos and 2 streams today. Holy shit. There you go,
That's
busy
hot.
boy. Other than that, tomorrow, of course, Real BBC over on Nerdrotics channel.
Woo!
And then Wednesday, Fully Articulated on Robert's channel. Robert is now working back with Camp Yet Boo. So there's
Ooh.
no more Thursday stuff. So the Squid Game, we're going to have to just figure out what to do with the remaining episodes of Squid Game. But other than that, of course, Friday night tights. So
Woo!
with that said, thank you everyone for watching. Massive thank you for tuning in. Mods, thank you so much indeed. Jennifer, Purple Valkyrie, I think Vanessa was here as well. So it's like all the ladies were there. So thank you ever so much. Thank you everyone who hit the super chat button and supported the channel, and everyone who hit the join button and supported the channel. Cannot thank you enough, and we will be back with some more stuff very soon. So until then, you take care. Bye for now.
Bye.